From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope you had an awesome weekend. We will have some shower chances to start off this work week. Hey, it's going to be our first real dose of spring. High temperatures getting up into the 70s for this week. And we are unfortunately expecting some more. At the moment, it looks like it will just be minor river flooding of the Natchez River from 5 p.m. on Friday to 5 p.m. on Sunday. We had quite a bit of flooding, river flooding in Walla Walla and Columbia and Umatilla counties over the weekend. Most of those waters have receded. Okay, shower chances for today. We'll focus in on that. First Alert radar is showing you not much happening out there for this morning. We are seeing some light precip up in the blues. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Low end chances of rain before lunchtime. After that, we're looking mostly dry. So for today, in general, these aren't going to be the most impressive chances for wet weather, but they will be there. High temperatures getting up into the 50s and 60s, mostly cloudy skies and a little bit breezy. I think the biggest story this week, other than the river flooding, going to be the temperatures getting up into the 70s. We'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead, a cleaning project in Richland leads to a surprising and potentially dangerous discovery. Police and the bomb squad called out to a neighborhood home after a family found what they believe was a grenade. Now, this morning, we're going to show you how police and the bomb squad responded to secure that situation. Plus, an update this morning on the shooting investigation near Columbia Center Mall. Coming up, how police tracked a suspect vehicle and what led to several people being detained in a nearby neighborhood. And Ben Franklin Transit is taking steps to make riders feel safe before they ever even get on the bus. This morning, we're going to see how training, security patrols, and technology are helping drivers manage risks and keep passengers safe. Details on these stories and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. And we start with some news coming in from over the weekend. Richland Police Department's bomb squad called to a home after a family found what they believed was a grenade. Take a look at the video from the Richland Police Department. Officers say the call came in around 1:30 Saturday afternoon. A woman told police that she and her mom were cleaning out a relative's home on the 1000 block of Smith Avenue when they found the device inside of a drawer. Well, that device was moved to the front yard before police arrived, and when officers got to the scene, they set up a safety perimeter around that home. Members of the bomb squad then examined the device and safely removed it from the area. Richland police say calls like this are not uncommon. Officers remind the public that if you ever find something you believe could be dangerous, call police right away and don't try to move it yourself. Also developing over the weekend, an update this morning on a shooting investigation that we first brought to you Friday. Happened near Columbia Center Mall in Kennewick. Incident started just before 5:30 with officers responding to a weapons complaint on North Columbia Center Boulevard. A drone and a K-9 unit helped track down the suspects, and a vehicle was spotted leaving the area. Officers detained 5 people and served a search warrant at a home on West Canyon Place, finding suspected evidence. Now, during the investigation, 46-year-old Patrick Calvert was arrested on DUI, driving with a suspended license, and an outstanding warrant. An 18-year-old was cited for a minor in possession of alcohol, and 2 juveniles were released to their parents. Police say the investigation is still ongoing, and any charges will be forwarded to the prosecutor's office. Turning now to a crime alert out of Hermiston, where the city is warning people, businesses, and contractors after it says a scam is targeting people who work with the city. Officials say scammers are using public records to identify people working on projects within the city. Using that data, scammers are sending out fake invoices and payment requests, including one asking a partner for nearly $6,000. The city is telling people to contact the city if they receive any suspicious invoice. Meanwhile, Benton County Sheriff's Office also warning people about an ongoing phone scam. Scammers are calling people claiming to be with the Sheriff's Office, saying that they are non-compliant with a court summons or that they owe fines. Now, these calls are fraudulent. Do not give your personal or financial information to anyone if you receive a call like this. If you do, contact the Benton County Sheriff's Office to verify and report the incident. 5:04 now, and in Kennewick, a car crashed through a brick wall on Friday. It happened just before 4 o'clock in the neighborhood near 20th and Kellogg. Take a look. Apple Valley News Now was at the scene. We spoke with police, but information still very limited into regards to what exactly happened or how it transpired. Crash still under investigation. Officials say they don't know exactly what happened, and there weren't any reports of anyone being seriously injured. Continuing our coverage now is the Ben Franklin Transit Board got a closer look at how the agency is working to keep bus operators and riders safe. During last week's meeting, transit leaders walked the board through safety protocols, training programs, and how they handle potentially dangerous situations on buses. Now this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says that the agency is focusing on prevention and de-escalation.
At Ben Franklin Transit, they want riders to feel safe before the bus ever leaves the station. At the most recent Ben Franklin Transit Board meeting, the agency briefed the board on its federally required safety plan, tracking hazards, reducing risks, and preventing incidents system-wide. One flashpoint nationwide, fare disputes. Operators are trained to ask for fare or a pass, but if someone refuses, they're told not to argue or escalate.
Fare disputes and disorderly, these things that trigger assaults, these are things that we've seen all across the nation.
BFT says drivers also have reinforced barriers, radios, alarms, and cameras. And if things turn dangerous, they're told to stop, open the doors, and call dispatch or 911. The agency has also expanded Phoenix security patrols with officers riding buses and watching transit centers.
They can dispatch road supervisors to their location to provide support. And even now that we have the Phoenix security services on board, they can dispatch some support.
BFT Board Chair Stephen Bauman says the extra training and security presence is already helping in real situations.
We had an adolescent get on one of our buses and asked the operator for a piece of paper. And so this adolescent wrote on the piece of paper that they were being trafficked and that they needed help. And they gave that piece of paper to one of the security officers that was riding on one of our buses, and they were able to, with that individual, get them help with one of our law enforcement partners, and was able to get them help.
Transit officials say it's proof that trained staff and extra eyes on board can make a difference. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And Ben Franklin transit leaders say the goal, of course, is to eventually train every employee in those de-escalation techniques as they continue building what they call a stronger safety culture across the entire system. 5:07 in education news this morning, Washington State University Tri-Cities Chancellor Sandra Haynes is being recognized for her impact leadership across the university and the community. Haynes was just named the 2026 Leader of Distinction by Washington State University's President's Commission on the Status of Women. Annual award recognizes faculty, administrators, staff, students, and community partners who promote gender equality and create opportunities for others. Now, Haynes has served as Chancellor of WSU Tri-Cities since 2018 and now also serves as interim chancellor for WSU Vancouver. During her leadership, the campus has expanded academic programs, increased enrollment, and completed some major projects like the Collaboration Hall, while also launching the Institute for Northwest Energy Futures.
I also just want to say that I am receiving this award, but it's very important to me that everybody understands that no leader gets an award or any kind of recognition on their own. It's all about the team.
The Haynes will be honored alongside 8 other recipients later this month during a formal award ceremony at the Elson S. Floyd Cultural Center in Pullman. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, missiles flying in the Middle East, Americans feeling it at the pump. Coming up, how new strikes on Iran are pushing oil prices higher and what it could mean for your grocery bill. And giving you a live look outside, this one from right here at our Apple Valley studios in Kennewick. We'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll break down your first alert forecast, let you know what you can expect as you head out the door today.
poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
This is the Tempur Active Breeze. It's designed to help sleepers with different climate needs rest comfortably all night. So no more fighting over the AC or the covers. Because the Tempur Active Breeze Smart Bed delivers a sleep temperature range of up to 30 degrees and helps you and your partner get the personalized comfort you need for the deep, undisturbed rest you deserve.
And score a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus, 72 months, no interest. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Calling all ladies. Thunder from Down Under is rolling into town. It's the Most Wanted 2026 tour. Saturday, May 9th at Legends Casino Hotel. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends gift shop. The heat is rising, so grab the squad for the ultimate girls' night out back. Thunder from Down Under, May 9th at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish. Don't miss the Thunder.
New Nissan?
Hi, Craig.
Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
He can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through INMAC, or get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
Washington workers, you can get a refund of up to $1,330 back on taxes paid last year. See if you qualify and learn how to apply at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Good morning,
America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
The Oscars. Let's go do this.
Really exciting.
It is. It's great.
Good morning, America.
Oh, good morning, America.
The Oscars after party this morning on
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Spring skiing at 2 Idaho ski areas. Fly the Northwest Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're finally going to get that first real dose of spring weather that a lot of us have really been pining for. So let's go ahead and show you where temperatures stand this morning. 43 for the Tri-Cities, 31 for Yakima, 35 in Ellensburg. So of course you're going to have to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. Here's your hourly forecast for this Monday for the Yakima Valley. And even today is going to feel pleasant out there. We'll end up around 60 degrees. You see mid 40s by lunchtime, but then quickly racing up into those 60s as we head into the afternoon. So for today, high temperature is going to end up in the mid 60s in the lower Columbia Basin. We'll still be stuck with some 50s up there in the Kittitas Valley, low to mid 60s for the Blue Foothills. And then for tonight, dropping down into the 30s and 40s. So pretty similar to what we're seeing for this morning. And high temperature is going to surge up after this, mid 60s for tomorrow in the Yakima Valley. And the warmest day going to be 70 on Thursday. And the Tri-Cities, we're going to be a lot closer to 75. So this is going to place us at about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Those overnight lows going to surge up into the mid 40s in the Yakima Valley and then dropping back down to around freezing, pretty close to normal as we head into the nights of Sunday and Monday. Very quickly, avalanche danger continues to be high for today for the west central slopes of the Cascades and also for Snoqualmie Pass. For tomorrow, most of us dropping back down to that level 3 avalanche danger, which would be considerable. Okay, we got that cooking up. Also, we got this minor flooding going to be possible later in the week for the Natchez River. I'll tell you what all could go into that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. 5:13, we turn our attention now to the war in Iran. As the conflict enters its third week, President Trump calling on world leaders now to help keep the Strait of Hormuz open, which is a key shipping route for global oil. The push comes as crude prices continue to surge amid disruptions in the region. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the latest on the conflict and how the growing impact on energy prices.
This morning, the U.S. and Israel launching new strikes on Iran. Dozens reportedly killed after an Israeli strike on an industrial site in Isfahan. And airstrikes overnight hitting Tehran hours after this residential area was hit. The Pentagon says it has reduced that country's missile volume by 90% and its drone capability by 95%. But Iran not backing down.
We are ready to defend ourselves as long as it takes.
Here at home, the war with Iran is having a ripple effect on the economy. This morning, President Trump now calling on world leaders to help keep the Strait of Hormuz open, a key waterway through which 1/5 of the world's oil travels. Trump warning NATO allies if they don't help, it will be very bad for the future of NATO. Crude oil prices soaring past $100 per barrel again overnight. And gas prices are up 77 cents from last month. Analysts expect diesel to hit $5 per gallon this week, driving transportation costs higher. That means higher prices in the grocery store, particularly for fresh foods which are delivered daily to supermarkets.
How long should Americans expect for gas prices to be high?
Yeah, I think that this conflict will certainly come to the end in the next few weeks. Could be sooner than that, but the conflict will come to the end in the next few weeks, and we'll see a rebound in supplies and a pushing down of prices after that.
Now, Washington drivers are feeling the impact at the pump this morning. Gas prices in Tri-Cities have jumped sharply over the weekend. Average price for regular in the Kennewick area is now between $4.42 and $4.45 a gallon, and that's an increase of about 27 to 39 cents from last week. Spike mirrors a statewide trend, with Washington's average price also rising about 28 cents in the past week. Nearby Yakima seeing slightly lower prices, with regular gas averaging around $3.92 a gallon, but even their prices are up more than 18 cents from last week as well. Washington also continuing to have some of the most expensive gas in the country, typically ranking second or third highest behind California and Hawaii. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. Look at your first alert forecast. You know what you can expect as we make our way into the week, as we give you a live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. We're back after the break.
Thought they were cooling off on the sidelines? Well, they're just getting warmed up.
Surprise, DirecTV got hot. Hey, you know, I played in high school.
Really?
Well, I went to high school. I didn't go to high school.
Anyway, it's never been easier to keep up with your favorite sports on live TV and streaming apps.
So hot.
Wait, there's no ice in yours.
Why would I ruin a perfectly good bath?
Good sleep is essential to life, health, and happiness. And all good sleep starts with the right mattress. With Doctor's Choice from Denver Mattress, you'll find the perfect combination of body cradling comfort and reactive support. And with 10 levels of comfort to choose from, I put my trust in Consumer Reports' recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Patients ask me how I treat my own back issues, and I suggest they turn to Doctor's Choice at Denver Mattress.
It's what I did and continue to do to maintain my active lifestyle.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Right now, get over $7,300 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $1,250 members-only incentive.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming, with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Every home starts with a move. Not just the one to a new address, but the moves along the way. The choices, the negotiations. In those moments, certainty matters. That's why Windermere Group 1 agents are trained, supported, and prepared for every step. Because when it's time to move, you should be sure you're making the right one. Windermere Group 1. Confidence in every move.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are expecting some minor flooding of the Naches later in the week. So let's show you how we get to that point. Okay, satellite and radar is showing you right now that we do have this, you can kind of see it is an atmospheric river, and it is setting its sights on the Pacific Northwest, especially for the Cascades. So these areas of high pressure down in California are going to steer this around that and right into us. So let's put the next 48 hours into motion with Futurecast. First, you see First Alert Radar not showing you much out there for this morning, but now we put this into motion with Futurecast. And by the time we get to 8 a.m. a little bit later this morning, some of the rainfall now starting to pick up for the Cascades. We will end up having some shower chances for lower elevations as well, but the main story this week, other than the high temperatures, going to be the river flooding that we could see up in the Cascades. So as we head into tomorrow, you see more rounds of rainfall into the Cascades, and that's going to continue into Tuesday evening. It's going to continue into Wednesday morning as well. And it looks as if the highest rainfall totals really going to last through 5 p.m. on Saturday. So from 5 a.m. this morning to 5 p.m. on Saturday, we could have around 4.5 inches of rainfall in the Cascades, and that would be rainfall falling on top of existing snowpack. So we could see some of that excess runoff, and that could impact rivers downstream. Mostly, we're just concerned about the Naches River at Naches. That main flooding time frame will be from 5 p.m. on Friday to 5 p.m. on Sunday. There will be, and this is per the National Weather Service Pendleton official river forecast, there will be flooding, minor flooding near Naches, Ashbaugh Park, Painted Rock, and the north end of Yakima. So again, that time frame, 5 p.m. on Friday to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Here's some tips to prep for river flooding. We'll talk about this a lot more throughout the course of this week, but you can find these little bits of information posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Okay, your 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Showers likely today, the mostly dry with highs up into the 70s for the rest of the work week. In Yakima, maybe a little rain chance for Tuesday and Friday, but otherwise mostly dry and warm forecast. For Ellensburg, small rain chances throughout the week, highs getting into the mid-60s by Thursday. For Hermiston, little opportunities for wet weather throughout the week, looking at 75 by Thursday. And finally, for Walla Walla, also tracking small rain chances throughout the week. But again, the big story this week will be the temperatures.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Hollywood's biggest night brought history-making wins and standing ovations. This morning, we're going to take a look at some of the biggest moments from the 2026 Oscars, including Michael B. Jordan's Best Actor win and the films that took home the night's top prizes. Your Oscar wrap-up coming up in your entertainment news after the break.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Looking for a career that drives you forward? OIC of Washington is training the next generation of essential workers right here in Yakima County. Our CDL training program gives you the skills to safely operate commercial vehicles. Hands-on instruction in inspections, maneuvering, defensive driving, and DOT compliance. Earn your Class A license and open doors to in-demand, high-paying jobs. Want to start working sooner? Our Flagger certification prepares you for roadway safety, teaching state and federal standards, work zone equipment, and the responsibilities that keep crews safe. Boost your resume with forklift training. Learn to safely lift, load, and move materials in today's busy warehouses. And because safety goes beyond the job site, our CPR and first aid courses give you life-saving skills that matter anywhere. Build your future with OIC of Washington. Training today for the jobs of tomorrow.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions. Our experience was so positive. There was no pressure.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun! At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication
now
shop.
through March 31st, receive rebates up to $495 with the purchase of qualifying Daikin ductless equipment. At Bruce Heating and Air, we'll find the unit that works right in your space. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now, get a sausage McMuffin with egg meal for $5.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're talking entertainment news this morning. Biggest names in Hollywood gathering last night for the 98th Academy Awards.
And it was a big night for the film Sinners. Michael B. Jordan took home the Oscar for Best Actor.
The movie also picked up awards for Original Screenplay and Best Score. And its cinematographer made history, becoming the first woman to win an Oscar in that category.
This morning, ABC's David Daniel has more from Hollywood and a look at all the night's big winners.
Michael B. Jordan.
A heavenly night for Sinners as Michael B. Jordan won the Academy Award for Best Actor.
And everybody at home who supported Sinners, who went to go see the movie once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, thank you. Because you guys made this movie what it is. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Ryan Coogler was recognized for the film's original screenplay, and Autumn Durald Arkapaw became the first woman to win an Oscar for cinematography.
Whenever I say thank you to Ryan, he replies and says, "No, thank you. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for trusting me." And that's the kind of guy that I get to make films with.
Somebody take me.
The 98th Oscars included music from Sinners, which won for Best Score, and K-pop Demon Hunters, winner for Best Song and Best Animated Feature.
And for those of you who look like me, I'm so sorry that it took us so long to see us in a movie like this. But it is here.
this is great.
Amy Madigan was delighted to accept the Best Supporting Actress trophy for Weapons.
This is really something.
As was Jessie Buckley, named Best Actress for Hamnet.
Mom, Dad, thank you for teaching us to dream and to never be defined by expectation, but to carve from your own passion.
Sean Penn was not there to accept Best Supporting Actor for One Battle After Another, but the film's casting director, Cassandra Koulakundis, gleefully accepted the first ever Academy Award for casting.
And for the casting directors that fought tirelessly to make it happen, despite everything in their way, I dedicate this to you and to the casting directors who never got a chance to get up here.
One battle after another, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson was up there plenty. The One Battle After Another filmmaker won his first 3 Oscars: Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture of the Year.
What a night. You guys, let's have a martini. This is pretty amazing. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Did you watch any of it?
I got to see the monologue.
Oh.
I did see the monologue.
Okay, what'd you think?
I thought he did well.
Yeah, because you're a big Conan fan.
Yes.
All right, nice.
Did you get to watch the first couple hours?
I watched a little bit here and there. It was kind of on as, we were doing stuff around the house and, getting ready to, it's like a hard reset on Sunday, to get ready for the week. So yeah, it was on, caught some things here and there, but I always love any of the performances that they do. And then of course, you can't sleep on the fashion. The hits and the misses.
Of course.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. From women healing from cancer, community can be a very powerful medicine. This morning in our Volunteers Count, we are going to see how Christy and the Warrior Sisterhood is helping survivors find support and how STCU is helping fund their next retreat. Plus, the Kennewick dog is being called a hero this morning. Coming up, how Lolly, the bulldog, alerted her owner to a fire and saved their life before the smoke alarm even went off. These stories and more coming up, but first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, TikTok's parent company has reportedly paused its global launch of a new AI generator. ByteDance is facing legal threats from studios over intellectual property after its Seed Dance model created a video of an AI fight featuring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Anthropic is running a new promotion, doubling usage limits during off-peak hours for anyone using Claude, its AI chatbot. The promotion is automatic and it applies to Claude in web, desktop, or mobile. It'll be in effect through the end of next week. Finally, another plaudit for the new MacBook Neo. Analysis by a how-to website calls it the most repairable MacBook in nearly 15 years. One major reason is how the battery is kept in place with screws instead of adhesive. That makes battery replacement much easier. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. Checking Allstate first was an excellent plan. Not checking which team my girlfriend rooted for? Yeah, not great. So check Allstate first, and you can save hundreds. Ex-girlfriend.
Allergies got you trying every trick? Grab Zyrtec for total relief. It works fast and lasts a full 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Go Z's the day with Zyrtec.
The Lumify effect. One drop dramatically reduces redness for brighter, whiter-looking eyes that make you go, wow. Lumify works in 1 minute and lasts up to 8 hours. See what all the hype is about with the one and only Lumify.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott, and we want to start off this half hour right away with our chief meteorologist, Josh Colbert, talking about weather and the latest conditions as we start the week.
Hey, Jade. Yeah, well, this weekend, it was very interesting. Well, I mean, first of all, last week's weather was just, we had blizzards, we had avalanche danger, we had like everything and the kitchen sink, it felt like. Over the weekend, river flooding in the Blues and the Blue foothills. Little shower chances for today. I think the biggest story this week, at least in terms of lower elevation, is going to be those high temperatures getting up into the 70s. And there is the possibility that some more river flooding could come back, just minor river flooding for now for the Natchez River at Natchez. We'll definitely have a lot more to say about that later in the show. But first, these shower chances for today. First alert radar showing you not much on the map for now, but your umbrella cast for this Monday for Walla Walla. We're going to keep about 20 to 30% chances of showers in the forecast before 4 p.m. and then after that looking much drier. So for today, yes, there will be some showers that'll dot the map. It's definitely not going to be a washout. A little bit breezy out there. High temperatures are getting up into the 50s and 60s. Mostly cloudy to overcast. But like I said, as we head later into the week, we have this to look forward to. I'll talk about those warmer high temperatures coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. We begin this half hour of news with health news as the Grace Clinic in Tri-Cities is continuing its mission of providing free health care services to people who might otherwise struggle to access care. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with officials about their mission to serve the community and has more this morning.
Grace Clinic, located in Kennewick, fills a unique role in the community as the only free clinic in the Tri-Cities. The nonprofit first began in 2002 in the basement of a Pasco church, seeing patients just a few hours on Saturday mornings. Today, the clinic has grown into a full-service facility that provides medical, dental, and mental health services to low-income and uninsured patients across the region. Many of those patients work in industries like agriculture, retail, and food service, but don't receive health insurance through their employers. Clinic leaders say their work would not be possible without the support of hundreds of volunteers from across the healthcare community.
We had about 250 volunteers last year. More than about 75% of them are healthcare volunteers, doctors and nurses and dentists, dental hygienists from the community. They give of their time. And then along with that, we have funding, most of which comes from the community.
Jackson says the volunteer teams rotate frequently, with different healthcare professionals donating their time throughout the week to help meet patient needs.
Tomorrow we'll have a volunteer dentist and hygienist and dental assistants who'll come in, and then next Saturday the dental team will be completely different.
The clinic also works closely with local schools and training programs, giving students hands-on experience while helping expand access to care for the community.
So if they're nursing students or medical assisting students or dental hygiene students, they all need a place to get some hands-on experience. And so a lot of those students come here to get that. So we're very connected.
Jackson says the clinic's mission has always been to remove barriers to health care for people who may not have many options.
There are lots of barriers to getting what you need in life in general, whether it's education or employment or transportation, housing, there are just tons of barriers. So being able to remove barriers for people to get access to the care they need is a huge blessing and an honor.
Jackson says the impact of the clinic's work becomes clear through the stories of the patients who come through its doors.
There was a veteran who came in for dental services a while back, and he looked at me and he said, I served my country, and now I have to beg for help. And I was so happy to be able to say to him, you don't have to beg here. We just need to know what you need.
Grace Clinic leaders say their goal is to continue serving the community by ensuring people who need healthcare most always have a place to turn. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And clinic leaders say that they're always looking for volunteers and community support to help to continue providing the free healthcare services across the Tri-Cities. And making a difference this morning, Apple Valley News Now partners with STCU for Volunteers Counts. And this month, we are featuring Christy Kuhn from the Warrior Sisterhood. Take a look.
For the women of Warrior Sisterhood, healing from cancer is about more than just medicine. It's about finding a community that truly understands. We recently joined STCU to honor Christy, a volunteer whose journey with the group started with her own diagnosis.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I joined the group. I didn't attend any activities, but eventually I thought, I'm going to start volunteering because they were asking for volunteers, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And I found that it fills my cup.
Christy's cup now overflows into monthly meetings, fundraisers, and the organization's signature chemo bags.
I really enjoy doing it. I like seeing the gals just have time to relax, and the magic is when they get together and they're having those conversations, things that they don't want to talk about with their families or friends because it's tough. That's kind of where the magic is.
That magic was on full display during a recent retreat where Christy ensured every detail made survivors feel seen.
You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. You don't know that you're going to need all of those things that are in that bag until you're actually in that situation. So it's very difficult to plan for. So being able to have that little extra help there is a big plus for those individuals, I think. Makes a big impact.
For her selfless dedication, STCU is awarding Christy and Warrior Sisterhood $1,000 to help fund their next retreat. To nominate a volunteer in our community, just visit applevalleynewsnow.com.
Volunteers really do count. All right, check this out. A Kennewick dog being called a hero this morning. Lolly, a bulldog alerting her owner to a fire at their home on the 400 block of South Rainier Street just before 3 a.m. on Friday. Firefighters arrived quickly. They were able to put the flames out, but the owner says that she didn't hear the smoke alarm. It was Lolly who woke her up and helped her escape safely. So the cause of that fire is still under investigation, but officials say there's no doubt that Lolly deserves some extra treats and belly rubs. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. According to Consumer Reports, your morning coffee might be packing more of a punch than you think. New testing shows caffeine levels can vary widely depending on the brand or the coffee shop. Coming up, experts with Consumer Reports show us how 1 cup could push you past the daily caffeine limit. It's coming up after the break.
Spring skiing at 2 Idaho ski areas. Fly the Northwest Tuesday at 6.
Nothing like a day in the job to remind you how quickly life can change.
Get out of there.
Get away from the bed!
We'll stay strong.
If you use opioids like fentanyl, you need to be ready for the possibility of an overdose. For starters, communicate. If you're using alone, ask someone you trust to check on you. Stay accessible. Be sure people can get to you if you need help. And start with a small dose, especially if it's been a while. The short version, plan ahead, stay safe. You're worth the effort. More tips at preventoverdosewa.org/safety tips.
New Nissan? Hi, Craig. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through INMAC, or get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming at Custer's 27th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Shop from over 150 Northwest artisans featuring fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this popular show a must-see event. Gather your friends for a weekend of creative fun and join us in celebrating and supporting local and regional artists and crafters. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com.
Join us April 18th for the annual Run the River Marathon and Relay presented by Runner Soul. Half Marathon, 5K, and Kids Marathon also available. Run the Columbia River through all 3 Tri-Cities. Enjoy a fast, well-supported course with big water views. Not racing? Volunteer and help power the course. Grab your crew and make memories. Spots are limited, so claim yours now and let's run the river together.
Nothing like a day in the job to remind you how quickly life can change.
Get out of there.
Get away from the bed! We'll stay strong.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We will have high temperatures getting up into the 70s for this week, so a very spring feel out there. Now, for this morning, it's still cold, especially in the valleys. 31 for Yakima, 35 for Ellensburg. A good deal warmer for the lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills. We're seeing 43 for the Tri-Cities, 46 for Pendleton, and 46 for Walla Walla. Here are hourly temperatures for this Monday for the Tri-Cities. See temperatures getting up into the low 60s by the time we get into the afternoon. So it'll already feel decent out there, but we're going to ramp up the temperatures as we head later into the week. So in general for today, mostly 60s for lower elevations. We will be in the mid 50s there in the Kittitas Valley, but 61 for Yakima, 64 for the Tri-Cities, 61 for Walla Walla. Overnight low is going to resemble what we're seeing for this morning, with lows dropping down into the 30s and 40s. Okay, your highs as we head later into the week. Like for Tuesday, pretty much you could round up and say we'll be at 70 in the Tri-Cities and closer to 75 by Thursday, which looks to be the warmest day of this ordeal. And at that point, we'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. I know a lot of us have been really anticipating temperatures like this, me included, and it looks like we're finally about to get it. And those overnight lows, look at this, we'll have a hard time dropping below 50 for Friday night, but then coming back down to earth with mid-30s into Sunday and Monday night. By the way, this is worth a quick mention. Pollen level is going to be way up there for this week in that medium-high category, the top allergens being juniper, elm, and alder. So if that applies to you, have the Benadryl and the Zyrtec on standby. Okay, this is the other big story this week. More river flooding possible. We'll talk about that possibility coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. At 5:43 in your Consumer Report this morning, that morning cup of coffee feels pretty routine, doesn't it? Well, the caffeine kick might not be. Consumer Reports tested popular coffees and found the caffeine can vary a lot. In some cases, just one large cup is enough to push you right up against or even past what's recommended for the whole day.
Black, hot,
Over ice, the ways we drink our coffee are endless, and for many of us, it's an essential part of our morning. And it's not just the caffeine boost. Research shows coffee can have real health benefits for your heart and brain. But there's a catch.
Too much caffeine can leave you jittery, wide awake at midnight, or nursing a headache.
The Food and Drug Administration recommends adults take in no more than 400 milligrams a day. But how can you tell how much caffeine is in your cup of coffee?
Coffee companies aren't required to tell you how much caffeine is in their brews, whether you're buying a bag from a store or picking up a takeout cup.
Which is why Consumer Reports recently tested caffeine levels in ground and instant coffees from grocery stores such as Folgers and Cafe Bustelo, and in cups brewed at popular coffee shops, including Dunkin' and Starbucks. The results? Caffeine levels vary dramatically. Of all the ground coffees tested, Cafe Bustelo Espresso had the most caffeine. Instant coffees were generally lower in caffeine than traditional ground varieties. At coffee shops, Pete's Major Dickinson's Blend Dark Roast and Starbucks Pike Place Medium Roast had the highest caffeine levels.
A large cup of either one could put you over the FDA's 400 milligram daily limit.
As with anything, moderation is key. You don't need a lot of coffee to get its health benefits. This is David Fazekas.
And remember that coffee might not be the only source of caffeine in your day. Tea, soda, energy drinks, even chocolate can all add up. So before you reach for that refill, it might be worth asking, do you really need it? All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have a look at your first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside from our Bi-Mark camera in Yakima. We're back after the break.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 509-735-5555. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 509-735-5555 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law, smart choice.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget? Low maintenance. With no messy growth to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
This is the Tempur Active Breeze. It's designed to help sleepers with different climate needs rest comfortably all night. So no more fighting over the AC or the covers, because the Tempur Active Breeze Smart Bed delivers a sleep temperature range of up to 30 degrees and helps you and your partner get the personalized comfort you need for the deep, undisturbed rest you deserve.
And score a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus, 72 months, no interest. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. Click on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com to nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
Spring skiing with awesome views. Fly the Northwest Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There will be minor river flooding possible for the Natchez later in the week. So let's show you how we end up getting there, okay? Current satellite and radar showing you this atmospheric river that has got its sights set on the Pacific Northwest, specifically for the Washington Cascades. So first alert radar showing you not much happening on the map for right now. That's definitely not going to be the case as we put this into motion with Futurecast satellite and radar. So by 8 a.m., more rainfall now picking up for the Cascades. There will be chances of showers today for lower elevations. It's definitely not going to be a washout. And the primary concern this week will be the rainfall we're going to get up in the mountains and then perhaps the subsequent river flooding possibility. So more and more rain for our mountains throughout the day on Tuesday as we head into Wednesday morning as well. So that's going to be a constant theme all throughout this week. So here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting from this morning through 5 p.m. on Saturday. I think our highest totals up in the Cascades, at least within our market, would be around 4.5 inches, and that could overload some of those rivers and streams downstream of there. Now, for now, the only place we're concerned about the river actually getting up into flood stage, that would be the Natchez River at Natchez. That main time frame will be 5 p.m. on Friday to 5 p.m. on Sunday. So here's some of the potential impacts per the National Weather Service Pendleton official river forecast. There will be minor flooding near Natchez, Ashbaugh Park, Painted Rock, and the north end of Yakima. So we'll see how it ends up panning out, but here's some things you can start to do right now. Identify low-lying zones and riverbanks, heavy rain and flood warning signal risk. So you got to stay on top of those forecasts, make an evacuation plan, plan safe routes and higher ground locations, and gather supplies right now: food, water, medications, and flashlights on standby. And I'm sure folks in Walla Walla and Columbia counties can tell you all about that. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Showers likely today, then mostly dry with highs up into the 70s for the rest of the work week. In Yakima, maybe a little rain chance for Tuesday and Friday, but otherwise a mostly dry and warm forecast. For Ellensburg, small rain chances throughout the week. Highs getting into the mid-60s by Thursday. And then for Hermiston, little opportunities for wet weather throughout the week, looking at 75 by Thursday. And finally, for Walla Walla, also tracking small rain chances throughout the week. But the big story, again, will be the temperatures.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:51, time for your morning sprint. We start with top 5 local things you need to know this morning. New details coming in on a shooting investigation near the Columbia Center Mall. It was first reported Friday. Officers responded just before 5:30 to a weapons complaint. Well, they brought in a drone and a canine unit, which helped track the suspects, and that led to a traffic stop where 5 people were detained. Search warrant was served at a home on West Canyon Place. Evidence was found. 46-year-old Patrick Calvert was arrested on DUI and a suspended license, as well as an outstanding warrant. An 18-year-old was cited for a minor in possession of alcohol, and 2 juveniles were released to their parents. Police say the investigation's ongoing. Charges will be forwarded to the prosecutor. And Richland Police Department's bomb squad responded to a home Saturday after a family found what they believed was a grenade. You can see the photo right there on your screen. Police say a woman and her mom were cleaning out a relative's home on the 1000 block of Smith Avenue when they discovered the device inside of a drawer. The device was moved outside to the front yard before officers got there. Police then set up a safety perimeter while members of the bomb squad investigated. Device was safely removed from the area. Richland Police say situations like this do happen from time to time, and it's just another good reminder to the public that if you ever find a suspicious device, do not touch it and call 911 immediately. And take a look at this. Kennewick Police responding to a crash on Friday where a car went through a brick wall near 20th Avenue and Kellogg Street. This happened just before 4 o'clock. Apple Valley News Now was on scene. Officials say the crash is under investigation, but no reports of any serious injuries. Police have released very little information about the accident and are asking anyone who may have seen it to contact them. And Ben Franklin Transit's focusing on safety. A briefing that they briefed the board on its federally required safety plan. Drivers are trained to handle fare disputes and other potentially dangerous situations without escalating them. Buses are equipped with reinforced barriers, radios, alarms, and cameras. Officers from Phoenix Security now ride buses and monitor transit centers. Board Chair Stephen Bauman says the training and additional security have already made a difference, helping an adolescent in distress get the support they need through law enforcement partners. Transit officials say it shows that prepared staff and extra security presence can keep riders and drivers safe. And speaking of keeping people safe, check this out. Kennewick firefighters responding to a fire just before 3 a.m. on South Rainier Avenue. It was on Friday. Homeowner says she didn't hear the smoke alarms, but her dog Lolly, the little bulldog, alerted her to the danger. So thanks to Lolly's quick action, she was able to escape before the fire spread. Firefighters were able to quickly get that house fire put out. Cause, though, still under investigation. Local officials and neighbors, of course, praising Lolly, who is now being celebrated as a hero. 5:53 in your national headlines this morning. Energy Secretary Chris Wright ordered the reopening of an offshore oil operation and pipeline in California. The Santa Ynez unit operates off the coast of Santa Barbara. Wright's order came hours after President Trump invoked the Defense Production Act on Friday. California Governor Gavin Newsom said it is illegal because multiple court orders have forbidden restarting the pipeline. Energy Department says the order will address supply disruption risks and reduce reliance on foreign oil. In your business headlines at 5:54, travelers at 2 of the nation's biggest airports will have one less airline option beginning this summer. After June 4th, Southwest Airlines says it'll no longer offer flights out of Chicago's O'Hare International Airport or Washington, D.C.'s Dulles International Airport. The airline says all flights booked after that date will be canceled. Rebooking or refund options will be offered to customers. Southwest says in a statement that it has been, quote, challenging to operate out of O'Hare. It said it can continue to serve the Chicago market out of Midway. The airline will continue its service at Ronald Reagan and Washington National and Baltimore Washington International airports. Health headlines at 5:55. Medical experts urging people to check their cholesterol levels sooner than later. Last week, the American College of Cardiology, the American Heart Association, and a number of other medical groups issued new cholesterol treatment guidelines. They say younger people, even starting in their 30s, should start treating high cholesterol. Guidelines say doing so could cut down on risks of heart attack or stroke. Talking sports now, Seattle Kraken moving into the second wild card spot in the Western Conference after a dominant 6-2 win over the Florida Panthers on the weekend. Victory marks 2 straight wins for Seattle following a 4-game losing streak that had put their playoff hopes in jeopardy. Team continues its home stand at Climate Pledge before heading on a 5-game road trip, including a matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow. Seattle's strong offense and resurging momentum have been key as they push towards the postseason. All right, 5:56 trending this morning. Chicago's looking a little green. Over the weekend, the Windy City carried out its long-standing tradition of dyeing the Chicago River green in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Take a look. The transition transforming the river for miles, creating a photo-worthy scene in the heart of downtown. Whole thing takes about 45 minutes to complete.
Visitors and locals alike enjoyed the festive atmosphere with green hats, beads, and other gear available throughout the loop. Depending on the weather, the color can last for a couple of days. And I'd actually had the privilege of seeing this in person. My marching band got to march in the St. Patrick's Day Parade back in 2015. So that's, if you ever get the chance to go to Chicago during St. Patrick's Day, during that time of the year, I would definitely recommend it.
Oh, our producer Kat's gonna be jealous. She was just saying this morning how she would love to see that in person, see the river turn green. And I said, well, you can just watch it on the internet. They have like a cool time lapse. She goes, it's not the same.
It's not, she's right.
And she's
it's
right.
Not the same.
You've been there. She's right. It's not the same. Well, very cool. We'll make sure to wear your green tomorrow.
Yes, or
somewhere, a little, maybe on your socks since you can be on the green screen.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Yeah. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at 6, a piece of Colotus history is at risk. This morning, we're going to see how school leaders are working to preserve the district's gymnasium that was built in 1914. Plus, a Canadian man just hopped his way into the record books. What in the actual world? Well, we're going to let you know how he broke not 1 but 2 records at the Arctic Winter Games with that impressive knuckle hop. That has to hurt so bad. Look
at him, he's exhausted. Look at his face.
Oh, he is in massive pain, I have a feeling. But we're gonna break it all down for you coming up the next half hour. Maybe during the commercial break, you try your knuckle hop.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But here's what I do know about. We have temperatures getting up into the 70s for this week. A little chance of some showers for today, and perhaps some more river flooding. We'll talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.